Hey guys, welcome. I'm Jenna and today I've got a couple of new products that I want to show you. So I am barefaced at the moment, which means that one of them is going to be a foundation. The other one is an eyeshadow palette. Both are new launches. The eyeshadow palette is a very new launch. I think it launched maybe this week or last week. And the foundation has been out for a few weeks now. So I'm going to start with foundation, of course, and it's the designer brand's Skin Renew Ceramide Foundation. So the bottle is just absolutely beautiful. It's got this cute little like embossing type of thing on the top of it as well. Really heavy, and it is a glass bottle, but all of theirs are, and it comes in a pump. I've used this twice so far, by the way. Each time I've used it, I've used a sponge. So today I think I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to use my Spectrum B01 buffing brush, and I'm just going to buff it into my skin. So this is meant to be medium to full coverage. The shade is a little bit off because I can't find a perfect shade match for me, but once I have everything on it, it looks fine. It is infused with ceramides. Benefits of ceramides, basically, what are they meant to do? What does this say? So I'll just read straight off this while I'm buffing it into my skin. It says, want healthy and flawless skin? Hydrating satin formula provides a second skin finish for a healthy complexion. All day long. Perfect for lightweight buildable coverage. Skin loving ingredients, ceramides to improve hydration, making skin appear renewed, refreshed and smooth. Vitamin C to help encourage even skin tone. Vitamin A to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And then it just says blend using a brush or sponge. So I would say that this is a pretty good medium coverage. Most of their foundations are medium coverage, I have found in the past. So this one's pretty much on par. I do find that this is probably a little bit of a fuller coverage than the other ones I've used, and I really do think it smooths out. I haven't put any primer on my face, and I feel like, I mean, you can still see my pores a little bit here because they're huge, but I really do feel like it smooths everything out. I would say that it's a dewy finish. It does feel hydrating on the skin, and it does actually, for a hydrating formula, it does last a pretty good amount of time. I wore it to work yesterday, and I'd done a 9-hour shift, and by the time I got home, it had sort of started to wear off, but it doesn't wear off patchy or anything like that. And I hadn't set all of it either. So I have been really enjoying it. I do have some wrinkles on my forehead, and I do have some like expression wrinkles here, and it didn't settle into those at all, whereas foundations have a tendency to settle in there. It's a really nice foundation. So this is probably going to make its way into my top 5 foundations. I've really been enjoying it. So that looks pretty nice. I will say that the shade range for this particular foundation and a couple of their other foundations is not very good. I believe there's only about maybe 7 or 8 shades of this available. They have done that with other foundations in the past, and then they've expanded the shade range. So maybe they're just doing it to see how the product sells, and then if it sells really well, they'll make more shades available. But yeah, they don't have a very good shade range, so they lose points for that. But hopefully they'll expand it so it can be more inclusive. So now that I have applied my foundation, I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so I've got the rest of my base makeup on. Don't ask me what's happening with my eyebrows. I don't know. but they're just going to stay like that. They're looking really orange on camera, but they don't look like that in real life. But oh well. Now let's get on to my eyeshadow palette that I'm using. So it's the Chi Chi Super Nudes palette. This is the unit carton. I literally got this and sat down and decided to film. So I haven't swatched it. I haven't opened it. This is the unit carton. So very pretty. I'm so excited. I pre-ordered this because I needed to have it in my life. Now, what have we got? We've got 32 shades, mixture of mattes, metallics, and I think there are a few pressed glitters, which I'm not really a fan of pressed glitters myself, but I'll still have a look at them, and you never know, may use them at some point. Oh, so it's actually got a little magnetic tab here, and oh my god, it's so beautiful. Okay, so get rid of that plastic bit. That is what she looks like. So I've just folded it back. As you can see close up, we've got a mixture of pressed glitters, metallics, shimmers, and mattes. I believe they are. It doesn't say anywhere on the packaging. That's just what I'm assuming by looking. But let's get some of this on my face, shall we? I just turned my vanity light on a little bit, so if the lighting's changed a little bit, that is why. Now, first shade I'm going to go into, I might go into this one here. I don't know what it's called. There's no shade names on there. They don't have shade names. So I'm just going to go into that. I haven't got any primer on my lid either. So I'm really just going to focus this more in my crease and just have it as more of a transition shade. Now, I only tapped into that a little bit, and that's actually got pretty nice color payoff. It's blending out really nicely as well. It's not looking patchy or anything like that. So very, very first impressions, I like it. It's nice. Okay, so what I might actually do is take this one here and focus that more on the outer edge. I did swatch this one on the outer corner, but it's not really, I probably should have done that with my transition, but meh, whatever. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna use this one here instead as my outer corner. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to take a smaller brush and I might just smudge a little bit on the lower lash line. I'm going to take this one here and I'm just going to put that all underneath. One thing I will say is I really wish the mirror was a bit bigger. I would have liked the mirror to have been a bit taller, that's all. But that's just personal preference. I've got a mirror in front of me anyway, but I just would have liked to see a bit of a bigger mirror is all. I am going to deepen it up just a little bit with that dark brown that I used on the outer corner, and I'll just sort of I'll just smudge that. That is really pretty. If you love nudes, you will love this palette because it is really nice. Now, I really want to play with this one. I don't know if you can see it. Let's try and get a really close picture of it. It's so metallic. It's so metallic. It does look like it has like micro glitters in it as well, but I kind of just want to put it on my inner corner to see what it looks like, how it actually goes onto the eye. Ooh, okay. I was not expecting that. So it is quite glittery when you put it on. Yeah, it looks more glittery than it does metallic when you apply it, but there definitely is a metallic finish to it as well. But yeah, very glittery. A lot more glittery than I was expecting it to be. I might actually just apply this guy here with my finger over the rest of my lid. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just blend that. I will dip in with the brush as well, just to see how that does. And then just blend it. So blending it with a brush takes some of the metallic away, which, I mean, that's not uncommon for some metallics anyway. It's not the first time that's happened. And you just blend the edges and then just tap over some more of the shade just to build up that brightness again. Nice. Okay, now it's the standard eye look that I always do, but when I'm playing with new shades, like new formulas, I'm going to go for something safe anyway. But I wonder if I should... I'm really liking this shade here. I literally have no use for it because I've pretty much done my eyes, but I just want to play with it. See, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm just going to tap it right here. Ooh. That's nice. So that's one of those. That's the same finish as the one I did on the inner corner. When you apply it with your finger, you get more of that metallic finish. When you apply it with a brush, you get more of the glittery finish. All in all, I mean, I obviously haven't tested all of the shadows, but formula wise, it's a nice formula. It blends out really easily. I didn't have any issues with patchiness or anything like that. I love that it's a 32 pan palette. The actual pans are slightly smaller than I expected them to be, but I do like that because you get so many shades in here, and if they were like a bigger size, this would be enormous. Like, it's already a pretty good sized palette, but it would be completely ridiculously huge, like kind of like Morphe palettes, you know how they're really obnoxiously large. It'd be like that. So I prefer that the pans are a little bit smaller. Feels nice and weighty. It looks absolutely beautiful. Like, this is actually raised up and it's got glitter in it. Like, packaging 10 out of 10. It's just completely spot on, except for the mirror. The mirror needs to be slightly bigger in my opinion, but that's literally the only gripe I have, I guess, with the palette. I just like big mirrors. I love that you get a whole range of shades in here, or tones in here, but yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. It will definitely go into a heavy rotation of mine. So that's pretty much all I want to do with the eyes. I will apply some mascara, curl my lashes, do all of that, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts on the palette and also the foundation. Okay, let's talk about the foundation first, seeing as I applied that first. Now, this is typically a pretty dewy finish. I set with quite a lot of powder today, and I have noticed that it did crease a little bit. Well, not crease, it settled into fine lines a little bit right here, and it did start to look a little bit like, I don't know if you can see that, but it has started to kind of break apart a little bit and settle into my these, whatever these are here. That I don't think is actually the foundation, because I had no settling, no creasing, nothing like that when I wore the foundation yesterday, and I set with a little bit of powder. So I think that's actually the powder that's doing that, not the foundation. Like I said, it didn't happen yesterday, and I was extremely happy with how it looked yesterday. I think I just went in a little bit heavy-handed with the powder. It's the powder, not the foundation. Foundation, I absolutely love this. It's a DB foundation. Every foundation I've used from them I have loved. So yeah, I'm really not surprised that I love it. It is smoothing. I do feel like when I'm wearing this, my skin does look a lot more smoother. It looks a little bit more flawless. I'm having a few like congestion sort of breakouts at the moment, but this still seems to cover them pretty well and just blend into the skin really nicely. So I'm really enjoying this. I would highly recommend this foundation. Definitely check it out. They do have a concealer, which is in the same line, the Skin Renew Lime. I haven't tested that, but I've heard it's really nice and it's hydrating as well. Now let's move on to the Chi Chi Super Nudes palette. So I love the packaging. I would prefer a bigger mirror. I don't think they needed to put this Super Nudes on here. I think if they just left the Chi Chi on there and made the mirror slightly bigger, I would have preferred that, but that's just my personal preference. In terms of the shades, I think they're beautiful. I really like that you have a lot of different options. You have different finishes, you have different undertones. You've pretty much got it all. If you want a all-rounder nude palette, then I think this is a good bet for you. The formula of them, these like more metallic-y, glittery metallic ones, they are an interesting formula. I haven't really seen too much else like this. I'm sure there is, but nothing comes to mind. So if you apply them with your finger, you're going to get more of a metallic finish. If you apply them with a brush, you're going to get more of a glittery finish. So you will get a slightly different finish with them. It's the same with metallics as well. Like true metallics, you will get slightly different finishes depending on what tools you're using. But this one was just really interesting because I'd not quite seen anything like that before. So all in all, I'm really happy with everything that I have got. But that is pretty much it from me. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.